Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to share my Cummins motor. I finally kind of finished up the internals. I'm going to put the oil pan on pretty soon here. It's a kind of a project I started before I even started doing the YouTube stuff. So I didn't record any of it. And who really wants to see a 5.9 Cummins be put together? It's on YouTube a million times. So if you want to watch it somewhere else, I'm not going to put it all on there. I'm just going to share with you what I did on my motor to give you an idea, and then, well, for later on when this truck is all running, someone asks me, what did you do to it? Well, here's what I did to it, and it's in this video right here. So the block is kept pretty standard. Nothing special. Hardware-wise, it's got all ARP bolts in it and studs. So I studded the head, the mains, and the rods. Reason being is because when I bought this motor, I bought it off of a kid who, I don't know what the deal was, but the whole motor was on a pallet and all taken apart. So kind of went through it. I just honed up the cylinders. The cylinders were fine. I had actually rebuilt the head for him, I don't know, 2 years previous to buying the motor off of it. It's a project he gave up on. And the wrist pins, bushings were completely wore out. I had like 6,000 wear on it, so I put new wrist pin bushings in it and just kind of started putting it back together. So I put the original pistons back in. The cylinders were good, and I put new rings in it. Everything that should be done got done. And I saved some money by not putting in brand new pistons. And sitting in the pallet was, I had some ARP studs for the heads and mains. So the only ones that I did buy was for the rods, and I figured if I'm 66% ARP, I might as well just finish it off and be done. What I'm intending to do with this motor is I'm building it to handle 500 or 600 horsepower internally. Now, I didn't O-ring the head or anything like that because I don't plan on actually going that high. But if I ever did want to, for some stupid reason, if I got foolish, I could. All I'd have to do is take the head back off and O-ring that. But I don't want to. I'm building this motor to do about 300. I'm building it for 500 to 600, but I'm actually my goal is 300, 325, something like that. And so this video today is going to focus on just the internals of the engine itself. No fuel, no air. That'll be a future episode, and look out for that one. So head-wise, what I've done on this head is completely stock except for the springs. I put 60-pound springs in it because I do plan on putting a exhaust brake on it. I do want to haul a fifth-wheel trailer. I go to Mojave Desert to go motorcycle riding, and I'm in the Central Valley, so climbing to Hatchby Pass, it'd be nice to have an exhaust brake getting down the other side. And that's what I plan on doing. So exhaust brake, you need 60-pound springs. I got those springs from Poor Man's Diesel. They've got a couple of little things on their site that are a whole lot cheaper than anywhere else. And they look pretty good. And they were like $100 or something like that. No big deal. So I did that on the exhaust and intakes. That way I can run the higher RPM in the pump in a later episode. So head is completely stock. Now the other big difference that I'm putting in this motor is the camshaft, and I mean it's just a cam. There's nothing different about it much on looks, but the camshaft is special. I wanted the Hamilton tow/efficiency cam, but I didn't want to pay the money for the Hamilton name because he got famous years ago and all of his prices just went way up. So what I did is I called up my cam friend and I said, hey, you got a recipe that's close to this cam? And he's like, oh yeah, I've got one that's just a few numbers off, but it'll perform pretty much the exact same, so it's great. The idea of and I got it for like half the price. all done for half the price, if that. It's great. And so the deal on this cam and what it's supposed to be doing is it's supposed to give 2 to 3 mpg better in fuel economy, which is great. I'm in California, so fuel is very expensive, so 2 to 3 mpg, it doesn't take long to pay off. Ooh, I just saw a trailer go by full of C8 Corvettes, brand new, going to the factory. Camshaft. So 2 to 3 mpg is better, and it's going to be lowering the EGTs 200 to 300 degrees. That's what they advertise, which is a lot, because you're going to get a better, more complete burn. And the third thing is, what was that? They advertise a 40 horsepower increase at the power band of 1700 RPM. From what I've read, people say that once you get around 3000 RPM, the thing starts to fall on its face. A little even higher than that. So that's okay, because I'm not trying to go for absolute power and blow black smoke or any of that. It's a little bit childish. Just build a motor that's good. Build a motor that runs good. And that's what this engine is all about. It's making something that gives a good, complete burn. How does this camshaft do it? It's actually got a little bit less lift than the original cam. But it makes up for that by having a very long duration. That valve is open as much as possible. And doing that, it's going to be sucking in that air with less lift. And it should, so the peak horsepower won't be as high, actually. It's going to drop a little bit because of that cam. But it's going to be 40 horsepower better in the power band. So your peak horsepower won't be as good, but at that peak torque, it should be a really good horsepower range. And better fuel efficiency, way better torque. It's going to give this thing a ton of torque. But I'm going to offset the horsepower devastation with fuel and air, and that'll be another episode. So that's just the biggest difference. That's all this motor's got in it is springs for the head and the camshaft. Other than that, everything's completely stock. It's a simple motor. It's been a fun one to build, and I'm planning on painting it Chevy red and gold on the valve covers. Reason is because when I build my truck, the plan for now is Pacer gold with the white stripe on it. The bullhorns will be staying because that just looks awesome. So there it is. I thought I'd just show you the internals before I put the pan on, button this up. And we're getting pretty close to just having this engine on a pallet, waiting to finish the whole project. So stay tuned if you like this project. Keep up with it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be years until it's done. So just hang in there, and eventually it'll be done. Thanks for watching.